The United States government once spent $20 million putting a microphone inside a cat, and that is the least insane thing on this list. Governments do weird stuff. That is not new. But during the Cold War, the CIA, the military, and a bunch of scientists with questionable ethics went absolutely feral. Here are 10 real government experiments that sound completely made up. They are not. Number 10, Project Pigeon. During World War II, the famous psychologist B.F. Skinner convinced the U.S. military to let him train pigeons to guide missiles. The pigeons sat inside the nose cone of a missile, looked at a screen showing the target, and pecked at it to steer. It actually worked. The pigeons were accurate. The military canceled the project anyway because, quote, no one would take it seriously. They spent $200,000 training kamikaze pigeons and scrapped it because it was too embarrassing. Number 9, Operation Acoustic Kitty. The CIA surgically implanted a microphone, a radio transmitter, and a battery inside a live cat. The idea was to release the cat near the Soviet embassy and listen to conversations. It took 5 years and $20 million to build this cat. On its first mission, the cat walked into the street and was immediately hit by a taxi. $20 million. 5 years. One taxi. Number 8, the gay bomb. In 1994, the United States Air Force Wright Laboratory submitted a proposal for a, quote, non-lethal chemical weapon that would make enemy soldiers irresistibly attracted to each other. The idea was that an army too busy making out would be unable to fight. This was a real proposal with a real budget request of $7.5 million. It won an Ig Nobel Peace Prize in 2007. The Air Force has never confirmed whether they actually built it. Number 7, Project Habakkuk. The British plan to build aircraft carriers out of ice, not regular ice. A special ice mixed with sawdust called pykrete, which is as strong as concrete but floats. Churchill loved it. He threw a block of it into his bathtub during a meeting to show it would not melt. The prototype was built in a lake in Canada. It was 2,000 tons. The war ended before they could finish the full-size version, which was supposed to be 2,000 feet long, an ice boat the size of a skyscraper, laid on its side. Number 6, Project A-119. In 1958, the United States Air Force made a serious plan to detonate a nuclear bomb on the moon. The goal was to show the Soviet Union who was boss. They wanted the explosion to be visible from Earth, so everyone on the planet could see America's power. A young graduate student named Carl Sagan, yes, that Carl Sagan, worked on the feasibility study. The project was canceled because someone finally asked, what if we miss? Number 5, Project Stargate. For 20 years, the U.S. military paid psychics to spy on the Soviet Union with their minds. Remote viewing, they called it. A psychic would sit in a room, concentrate, and describe what was happening inside a Soviet military base thousands of miles away. The program ran from 1978 to 1995. It cost $20 million. The CIA eventually concluded that the psychics were right about 15% of the time, which is somehow worse than guessing. Number 4, Operation Midnight Climax. The CIA hired women to lure men back to CIA-run apartments in San Francisco. Once there, the men were secretly dosed with LSD without their knowledge or consent. CIA agents sat behind one-way mirrors watching and taking notes. The apartments were decorated to look like normal homes. The project ran for 7 years. No one involved was ever charged with anything. Number 3, MK-Ultra, the big one. Starting in 1953, the CIA ran a secret mind control program across 80 institutions. They dosed unwitting civilians with LSD. They used electroshock therapy, sensory deprivation, and hypnosis. They experimented on prisoners, mental patients, and their own employees. One CIA scientist, Frank Olson, was dosed without his knowledge and died, falling from a hotel window 9 days later. The CIA director ordered all MK-Ultra files destroyed in 1973. 20,000 documents survived by accident because they had been filed in the wrong cabinet. Number 2, Dead Hand. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union built an automated nuclear retaliation system. If Soviet leadership was killed in a nuclear strike, Dead Hand would detect the attack and automatically launch every Soviet nuclear missile without any human input. The system was designed to guarantee mutual destruction, even if every Soviet leader was already dead. Here is the fun part. It is probably still active. Russia has never confirmed shutting it down. Number 1, Operation Northwoods. In 1962, the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranking military officers in the United States, signed off on a plan to commit terrorist attacks against American citizens on American soil. The plan included bombing American cities, sinking American boats, and hijacking American planes. The goal was to blame Cuba and justify an invasion. Every single Joint Chief signed it. President Kennedy rejected it. He was assassinated the following year. The documents were declassified in 1997. This is not a conspiracy theory. These are the actual documents.
These are all real, every single one of them. Government documents, congressional hearings, declassified files, and these are just the ones we know about.